Hey everyone, it's editor Amy here to introduce you to our full episode with Jennifer L. Hart, author of Queen of the Midlife Mystics, that just came out this week. There was so much that happened during our interview that I struggled to edit it down to podcast length. And since I didn't want y'all to miss anything, here's the whole minimally edited interview. Pour yourself a drink, buckle up, and enjoy the shenanigans. Bye!
We do edit this, so like we're just gonna do your interview and then later we record the bookends. And we will, if there's anything you're like, oh gosh, can you just cut that out? You know, let us know and we can cut that out.
I write live on Patreon. I'm used to everybody. I'm like, go ahead. You see how the sausage is made. I'm not holding anything back. I pay an editor to clean up after me, but I'm not going to be doing it on social media.
Well, that's good.
Throw it all out there. You get the real me. No way I can replicate this magic. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. So I was trying to remember which of your books that which of your series that I read, because I know I read Jennifer L. Hart. Because I get them so mixed up.
I have like 13 series.
Oh, see.
That's probably why.
You're as bad as I am.
I just realized I said 15 years. I have been doing this now for 15 years.
That's a
lot of years. I will be hitting my indie milestone on in May for like the very first one that I published through like KDP and pub it with Barnes and Noble. I'm like, I was there.
Yeah, that mine is in June of this year. Will be my 15th.
So happy.
Yeah.
I love interacting with my readers. I'm creating a lot of like little like hidey hole niches with like audio, stuff over on Substack, and I'm doing stuff on Patreon.
I know. I'm trying to do a Kickstarter right now, and in fact, I was almost late today because there is so much ridiculousness. Like, especially if you have a big backlist and you're trying to add those as add-ons.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
it takes forever. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to load the series that I'm doing and not like anything else because this is taking long enough.
It's so easy to get lost in the weeds. I was realizing that I'm also like one of like the, original like ACX authors. So I have like legacy titles. They call them legacy to make us feel old, right?
Oh,
so
fantastic.
I have like these legacy titles that like date back to like 2011 or 2013. I think was like when I first launched, and I had stuff, and I have like all these standalones, and they're great recordings. Like I have like Holly Jackson narrating, and she's like a big narrator now with Tantor Media, so she's done like all the Ruby Dixon books and stuff like that. So she's got a heckin' following, and I'm like, I have all of this gold like just sitting here with horrible covers that I haven't touched in like a decade.
Girl, get on that.
And like it's almost like you have two jobs at this phase.
I know.
Like you have the writer, the content creator, and then you have this like career management element that you have to do where it's like, okay, fix the back matter, update the covers, rewrite the descriptions, all of this stuff.
I know. I just realized so many of my back matters in my books are like so old. And when I'm going through doing this special edition for my First Lady Rample book, which I put that out in 2014, was it 2014? No, 2017. I just realized the back matter's all wrong.
I hear you. Now, it's like one thing, you change your website, so the website address in every stinking book you ever put out to get on your news, or you switch newsletter providers, and then that landing page is gone, so always like, and that's really so draining. It really is. And it's just kind of like, I just want to play with my imaginary friends, y'all. Can I just do that?
I know. All right, sometime, right? So we'll start with your bio, introducing you. Amy, did you want to read the bio, or did you want me to read the bio?
I can read the bio.
Okay. You do a splendid bio reading job. So, She does. I always stumble and like forget where I am. I'm really good at like just rambling on, but like clearly.
And I'm assuming it's Jennifer Hart, not mispronouncing that.
You got it. Jennifer
I
L.
figured it was. That one seemed like an easy one.
It seemed easy, but you never know.
You never know.
Yennefer, just like in Witcher, right?
Yeah.
Like, give it a yeah.
If you want me to do it that way, I will. But
we will honor any and all pronunciations. Okay.
So we'll get started. I'll read your bio, and then we'll hop into the questions. And presumably you've seen them.
Yes.
Yes.
Or else we're just going to surprise you.
Yes, I sent her.
Yes, no.
Okay.
I saw them over.
Okay.
I am super excited to welcome to the pod today Jennifer L. Hart.
Woo-hoo, welcome,
and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start off reading the bio, and then we're going to get into the good stuff, because we all know what you want, and it's, what are we drinking? Mm-hmm. No, we want to learn more. Okay. Yeah. So life is messy. Whether it's bloodstains or black magic, USA Today bestselling author Jennifer L. Hart is always conjuring trouble. From the suburban trenches of the laundry hag to the small town magic of her paranormal women's fiction, Jennifer L. Hart writes for every woman who has ever had to save the day while laundry was still in the dryer. If you like your heroine snarky, your stakes high, and your humor a little on the dark side, you've come to the right place. Are you looking for high-stakes mysteries sans the lace doilies? Join Maggie in the misadventures of the Laundry Hag series as she balances motherhood, murder, and the occasional medieval torture device. Sorry. Or help Jackie Parker navigate her messy work-life balance in the volatile and sometimes deadly Miami real estate market in the damaged goods mysteries. Searching for magic with a side of midlife empowerment? Dive into the Silver Sisters series, or take a spicy beach trip with the Cougars and Cauldrons books. Grab a cuppa and talk to ghosts in the Pages and Potions bookshop. In every midlife magic series, the hot flashes come with actual fire, and the monsters are no match for a woman who has survived PTA meetings. No matter the genre, expect one thing: a heroine who is tired of the nonsense and ready to get the job done.
Yes!
That's honestly one of my favorite bios I've ever read.
That is one of, yes, that is the best bio. Oh, I love it.
That was great.
You know something? I realized that so many times, like with bios, it's just like when we used to write synopsis back when we were trying to get published with New York. I hate this. I hate breaking my book down. I hate this. And we hate doing the bios. Mm-hmm. But I got to a point where I realized I'm like almost afraid to take up space in the bio. Like my bio should keep it short. She has written 60 books, blah, 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 blah. You know, and it's like I feel very timid, and I'm like, no more with that. No more.
I'm taking up space.
I am literally, I'm like, it's not just my backside taking up space. I'm like,
that is most excellent. You are a...
Well, we do want to get to the most important question.
Yes, we do.
And that's, tell us about your favorite cocktail or mocktail. What are we drinking today, Jennifer?
Yeah.
The electric lemonade.
Ooh, ooh, that is so
Mine
pretty.
isn't as blue because homemade curacao
stuff. Everybody says with the curacao, and I said, you know what? I like me some blue drinks. I like to feel like I'm drinking Windex. It just makes me feel on the edge, you know? So,
I'll make some adjustments before I make this the next time, because I think I can make it blue instead of a beautiful lavender.
That is pretty though.
It is.
It's pretty, but it's not blue, and I wanted blue.
Yeah.
So I'm going to work on this. So it will be better when we record the next half of this episode.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, look, my drink's blue now.
Yeah, mine is just pale, like yellow. It's not particularly attractive, but I was telling Jennifer that I learned something new. It's so funny that like I'm so into cocktails, but I don't know like these basic things that I find out, which was that I don't have time to get to the store. How am I going to do the curacao? And so I Googled like replacements for curacao or substitutes, and it's like curacao is just basically orange liqueur with blue in it. I'm like, oh. Well, I don't have any blue, but I have orange liqueur, so that's no problem. Hence the paleness and unexcitement of
Unless you get real good curacao, it is just blue food coloring.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
But if you get the real stuff,
it's the aesthetic, it's about having the big blue drink, my lemons went bad. Usually I have like a nice wheel of lemons sitting right inside. It looks like the sunset over the ocean.
Super fancy. Oh, yeah. Okay.
When you do that, it looks really nice. You got a lemon. There we go.
Yeah.
I have a lemon, and then I watch it slowly decay in the fridge. So,
well, her lemons are like in
blue
season.
Curacao, but yeah, the lemons are in season. They're everywhere. So
yeah, unlike us in the frozen wastelands of North America,
That's right. That's right. I'm looking out the window. I see nothing but snow. No lemons found.
No,
it's been rainy and stormy for 75,000 years.
I think that might be a little exaggerated. Tiny scotch.
It's been very stormy in Portugal the last few months. Like, we've been socked with, I think, 5 tropical storms in the last 6 weeks.
Gosh.
So there's like widespread flooding and landslides and everything further down towards Lisbon. But like everything's like, the rivers are flooding. We had flooding here and in Porto, and the Douro flooded, and
wow,
it's been ridiculous. It's been so much storm. Just like, we're having severe weather events every other day. It's
Meanwhile,
bananas.
Here in the Pacific Northwest, it's a balmy 55 degrees.
Well, it's not cold.
Yeah, well, and it's not rainy here, though. Like, normally how much rain we get, like, it's been a ridiculously warm, dry winter. And while I'm not complaining, it makes me really worried about the summer.
Yeah,
we get rain. It's a rainy place in the winter, but it's not like this usually. Apparently, it's my first winter here. I don't know. It could always be like this.
So of course it's going to be the worst winter ever. But at least we don't have snow.
No, that's what it was like coming back to New York, because it's like I come from North Carolina, and I was down there during Helene and all that, back in 2024. And it's like the area just starts recovering, and then we're moving back to New York. And it's like they've had like very mild, moderate kind of like winters. I'm like, okay, yeah, that'd be nice to ease us in. No, there's snow on the ground like 2 days after Thanksgiving, and it just not stopped.
And you're like, why?
What did I do?
Well, at least I don't have to worry about snow.
Yeah, I don't.
I live on the Atlantic coast in Portugal. It's not gonna snow here.
Nice.
It might snow a little
Fingers
here,
crossed.
But we didn't have snow this year yet, so we'll see. So tell us about your author journey. Like, we talked a little bit before we started the episode, but like when did you begin writing and publishing and that whole shenanigan?
The shenanigans. When did the shenanigans begin?
Yes, when did the shenanigans begin?
The writing shenanigans, we don't need to know about all your shenanigans.
I don't think your podcast is long enough. You can break me into a year and there'll still be more shenanigans.
A recurring series on Jennifer's shenanigans.
That's right.
It's like a soap opera.
So as long as you keep the blue shakalaka coming, I'm all good. My husband calls it, he can't say carousel, it's shakalaka. Blue shakalaka. Nice. So no, I've been writing for 20 years, like trying to be a professional writer, and I've been an independently published author. It will be 15 years in May. So,
which is probably right about now.
By the time we get this out.
I look at my schedule. I don't know when this episode comes out.
We've lost the plot.
Oh, that happens.
Soon it will be 15 years.
Yes.
15 years, yeah. So 15 years, 60 books. Wow. Some of them did better than others. Some of them probably shouldn't have seen the light of day, but we just got to keep chugging through it.
True that.
For sure.
So yeah, especially you get to like book 3 in a series that's not doing that well. It's like, what? Why did I even start this? I don't know. But you have to keep going. You have to keep going. So
Yeah.
then yeah, so I started in mystery, and I never intended to do cozy mystery because I'm pretty sure cozy was a thing. And you read that
Oh, yeah.
little line in my bio about like, Sam's the doilies. And that's typically because when I write mysteries, I drop F-bombs. My characters cuss and get naked. So they're not cozy. And
Yes.
I had, what happened was the giant like conglomerate of cozy came up around me and like swallowed all the mysteries that were not like detective mysteries or supernatural mysteries. They were pretty much became cozies. And so I would get people reading, this isn't a cozy. No, it's not.
Never said it was.
Yeah. I think now at this point in time, that's like actually that's kind of coming to, there's kind of becoming, I don't want to say a split exactly, but yes, a split of where they're cozy but they've got spice. Like we just interviewed Stephanie Holmes, who writes, they're 100%, aren't they? Oh, she's amazing.
I love her.
I love her.
The Pages and Potion series was actually inspired by her Nevermore Bookshop series. I didn't like a full tilt what do you call it? Reverse harem energy. But I love just like this idea of like setting your nice paranormal story in a bookshop, and you have like all the things happening, and that's like the center of your world. Because we're writers, we like spending time writing books.
Absolutely. And then I just loved for me, I don't care if I love the cozy vibe. So I loved that it was the cozy vibe, but it also was spicy and hot men and romance and sex. And I don't recall that she did a whole bunch of swearing, but maybe like a little bit of swearing, I think was in there. And it was like, I think with millennials coming up and also with Gen X getting more into cozies, it's becoming more and more acceptable, particularly in paranormal or whatnot, for there to be more of rage hormones, hot sex, cussing.
Well, all of that stuff, all the Trinity, the Holy Trinity of what is not a cozy, but it's still, And no, and that's the thing. I like writing the small town vibe. I like writing the amateur sleuth. I like all of those elements of it, so that's where I started. And I have, I think 4 different mystery series that I've done over the years. And I'm actually going to be rebranding my original one, my Laundry Hag series. So that's why she made it into the bio, because she's getting herself a 2026 glow up.
Ooh. I love a glow up.
we all need a little glow up now and then. Whether we get it from this or nice cover designer comes along and gives her a lift. So I'm very excited about that.
Awesome. I'm excited to see
it. That series needs some love. She's looking pretty 2014 at this point. And that was a lot better than 2008 because not good. That was back when we actually tried to make covers ourselves and had no skill at that, and probably shouldn't have done that either. If I write an autobiography, it is going to be called Every Mistake in the Book. What not to do.
That's a great title.
That is a great title.
I want you to do this.
Yes. And then I want you to come back and talk to us about it so we can read it and tell everybody about it. That is, because I did once attempt my very first book. I did attempt to make a cover, and I realized very quickly that I was absolutely shite at it, and that even the cheapest, most terrible cover designer would be better than what I could pull off. But actually I found a quite good and affordable designer, so.
So you've published about 60 books.
Yes.
And
that's amazing.
So you do the mystery, the cozy sex mysteries. That's not what we're going to call them.
Cozy sex mysteries. I love it. There's your new subtitle.
Not quite cozy.
Not cozy mysteries. And then you do paranormal as well. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
So what inspired you to do the paranormal midlife books? Like, what was that?
So back in 2020, you know, it's like I was realizing, like, again, about this whole cozy thing, and I just kind of felt like I kept attracting the wrong readers. Yes, I have mysteries. No, I really wasn't delivering the read that they wanted. And while I liked the books and the energy I could do, just kind of felt like I was at a loss, you know, like I needed to pivot. And that was right at the time that the, original 13, came together and did paranormal women's fiction. And one of the authors that has always come up with my mysteries, right, like next to me all the time on the algorithms, was Jana De Leon. Jana's doing this. I said, Jana doesn't do paranormal, but if Jana's doing this, I could sure do this. Well, Jana did one book and left. And I'm still here.
It was such a good book, and I wish she'd done this. But I remember reading, like, right about the time I read her book, and then I read your Fairy Under the Fairy Hill or whatever.
Yes.
I really liked that. I was like, this is so much fun. Like,
I saw that come out. I think it was right around February of 2020. You know, so it was like right before like pandemic crazy. And of course I moved that year because I can never just do one thing at a time.
That's boring to do that.
Who does one thing at a time?
Nobody I know, but I hang out with a lot of authors. So. we're a busy crew.
Yeah.
But I saw this come out and I said, okay, I need to finish. I was like releasing a UF series under a pen name, and I had one more mystery, like, loaded to go. I said, let me finish these. I said, and let me just jump right on there. And I think I wrote that book probably in about 3 weeks, like Over the Fairy Hill. I was just ready for that. I said, this is what I've been doing. And it just kind of hit me like a thunderbolt. And I don't know if thunderbolts can't hit you. Thunder's the noise. Lightning bolt.
Thunderbolts is totally a thing people say, though.
Yeah.
I know.
We can accept it. We'll accept
it. Again, the self-ed. I get used to it. But yeah, so it just kind of hit me. This is what I've been doing. I have been learning the craft and trying to figure out what I want to do just so I could be here at this point in time. I was just turning 40. I was looking for a new pivot. I had the writing experience, and I just kind of ran with it, And when I started with Over the Fairy Hill, I kind of, I was just throwing whatever I wanted in this, situation out there. So Over the Fairy Hill is one of those where it starts with a midlife woman getting fired. And, her relationship is, through no fault of her own, fell apart. She's living with her mother, who's a lot. Her parents have a conventional relationship. They're like together, but not really together, not living together, And but they're both part of her life and her world. And, and she just feels like a big failure. Like I didn't make it happen for myself. And, she had such a promising start because she was this very talented gymnast. And she, her life kind of got derailed because, of a car accident. So it started, what if that car accident never happened? What if my life was completely different? So it almost evolved into like a magical, It's a Wonderful Life kind of vibe.
Yeah,
she gets
totally.
What if this other thing happened? So that's where that story kind of came from. And then after that, I kind of realized that I made a mistake because what everybody else that was writing paranormal women's fiction was doing, they were giving the protagonist, the main character, powers. Like right out. It was about having the abilities, the powers. And my character was just like this gymnast that made a bargain with a fae and, hijinks ensue.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love the book. It was a fun book to write, but I kind of realized this is not going to have longevity for a series. So after that came the Silver Sisters, where it's like, okay, I said, we're starting right off. They're going to have abilities. They're going to be witches. They're going to be figuring out the whole world with that.
Cool.
And, I just kind of went from there. But one of the things I touched on early on, and this was like within that first year where, people was coming up, was somebody had posted somewhere on Facebook that they really wished that there were more characters that had like real like physical illnesses or problems, and they had specifically mentioned multiple sclerosis. Well, I grew up with that. My mother had MS and my grandfather had MS. My aunt had MS. I grew up with it was around me, and I kind of like felt like that was almost like a call. So I did introduce one of those characters to have MS. And I went from there, from having one character in the series that rotates between the three perspectives to, the Cougars and Cauldron series where the main character has MS. And, she goes through this entire, development. So that has kind of become part of my brand, is that I do actually tackle some of these like real life, problems that, wouldn't it be great if magic can solve it? But what if magic couldn't solve it, but you still had to deal with it and magic?
That is awesome. So that was one of the things
I really appreciate that. When an author can introduce a character that has a disability, and we talked with Stephanie about this when we interviewed her with her character with that was becoming blind, and how it's really nice to not have magical cures.
Yes.
Because
we write fantasy, but it's really nice to be able to say we don't need magic to fix everything. Because
it doesn't always need to be fixed.
Doesn't have to.
Yeah. And you can still have this full, wonderful life without
and that's
being fixed.
In the Silver Sisters series, I started with book 2 where, the disease was suspected. A lot of the times MS has been a disease of you got to rule everything out first before diagnosis happens. So it takes a while. You go to a lot of doctor's appointments, you're dreading it, you're hoping there's something that's going to be fixed, all of this stuff. So she isn't diagnosed until the second book, and she gets the diagnosis right in the beginning. And her first thought is, how am I going to tell my husband? How am I going to tell my kids? Because it just derailed all their plans for their lives. This was the way it was going to be, and now it's not. And her whole journey in that book is looking for a magical cure. Like, hey, I'm a witch now. I should have a cure for this. So she doesn't have to tell her family that this is what's really going on. She doesn't want to disappoint people. And I feel like that's a very natural thing for, women in their 40s. We get to this point where people rely on us to be a certain way. And then maybe we physically can't, maybe we mentally can't, maybe we emotionally or financially can't be there on that same level. And you hate to disappoint people. You absolutely hate it because it's part of yourself. It's who you are. It's the brand that is me, right? You show up. I'm always here. But then what if you can't? You have to deal with that. You have to.
Now what? Yeah,
exactly.
I know that journey for sure. So I do really appreciate, because previously I think many of the disability representations have often been fixed by magic, and that's okay. Being in pain all the time is not fun, and I would love if somebody could wave a magic wand and make the pain go away. But that's not life. And so I would
here, I have a magic wand right here.
Exactly. That is as close to a magical cure as I've got.
At least for a little.
At least, yes, exactly. So it's nice to have representation and to have characters that I can relate to them and their stories and be encouraged that they're creating a life, because I'm doing the best I can. That's all we can do, right? And so it's nice to see that reflected in fiction. So Queen of the Midlife Mystics is book 3 of your Pages and Potions series. And it's coming out in March, so it's probably out by the time this podcast plays. So can you tell us more about this book and the main character, Emma, who is an amnesiac ghost whisperer?
Yes.
Oh, please tell me more.
I need to know a lot about this, actually.
Yes. Okay. Absolutely.
So this started because I love tropes, right? I have an absolute love of tropes and playing with tropes in
Same.
unexpected ways. That's how we keep going book after book. People always ask, how do you get your ideas? It's like, no, I think about, well, what if this happened? And then let's throw a bunch of tropes at it and see where we end up.
Exactly.
The pages come. So in this particular instance, I had just read, it was The Trope Thesaurus by Jennifer Hill. And actually, I think it was the Trope Thesaurus horror version. She just released one about mystery, which I have started to read, and I haven't gone into it, but I'm very curious about it. But she had just read this, and first of all, I was offended on her behalf because this poor book is sitting on Amazon. It has like no reviews, and I'm like, this is a fabulous book. She's done such a great job with this. So I wrote to her and I said, I love these books. I said, this is, I've been writing for a while, but this is really like a new perspective. But one of the things that she pointed out in both Trope Thesaurus and, like the ones that come after, what some of her favorite ones to play with, and she almost called them superpower tropes. And the two that she had mentioned was amnesia and secret baby, right? Those are two biggies, right? You see a lot. Amnesia, like if you grew up in the 80s the way I did, you saw all of the amnesiacs on, Days of Our Lives.
Oh my God, Days of Our Lives. Yes.
Everybody has amnesia.
Exactly.
You get amnesia, and you get amnesia. Everybody gets amnesia.
Exactly. So it's like it became kind of a joke, but the point that she made was you take something like amnesia and then you add it to, some other situation where maybe it's not as funny because, instead of it just being like a way to keep this like not never ending saga going, you can actually like see like, okay, like in Severance was an example she used. She said where the characters choose to have amnesia. For part of the day and forget who they are. She's like, that's a way to twist that trope and make it different. So I started thinking about it. I said, okay, so you got secret baby, you got amnesia. Well, the mother doesn't remember anything. Maybe she doesn't remember the baby. Maybe she doesn't remember life. So she starts out in book 1, walking into this bookstore. It's closed down for the night, small town, North Carolina. She walks into this bookstore and she's bleeding from a C-section. No idea where the baby is. No idea who she is. All she has is, this literal scar carrying her through. So that is what has been going on through. So the entire time I've been writing this series, it's like, who is the baby? Where is the baby? What happened to the baby? What happened to her? This whole thing.
My goodness.
Yeah. So again, I'm like, I tend to go a little darker than a lot. This is why I don't do coasties.
But your books still have
not just the doily.
It's not a doily, but you still have that vibe, like the small town and the bookstore or whatnot, which is what I really enjoy. Like I said, like for me, it's all about the vibe, really, because like I love. Some of my favorite, like I love reading sci-fi alien romances, like, and I love them spicy. I love tales and other things,
That's right.
But my favorite ones are always in a super cozy, almost Hallmark-like setting.
Yes.
And so you've got this cutesy Hallmark town, or you've got this, ranch planet, or you've got this, or like Ruby Dixon's Rizdiverse. But then, so it's like very, very almost Hallmark cutesy cozy, but then you've got alien eggplant going on. And
I was like, what? I get it. I'm here. Sorry, eggplant. I got very like.
I'm editing myself. Yeah, I'm editing myself for the censors. Alien banana, alien zucchini,
that, but also you did confuse me for a second. I was like, what?
Alien eggplant?
I'm following Ruby Dixon on Instagram, and she just posted a picture of a potato that had like 2 little nubs.
I follow her too, but I haven't seen that yet. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Don't mess with my vegetables. Oh my god. What is going on?
I don't understand.
Oh, this just evolved very quickly. But yes, so I really like this sort of combination, and I love that this whole popularity rise of cozy fantasy
Yes.
has led to a broader allowing of what can be done in coziness, you know.
Yes.
So you can have the spice with the cozy. And I myself, I don't feel that I'm particularly good at writing spice, and I don't really necessarily enjoy writing spice, but I really enjoy reading spice. So, yeah, so I like that. That's really fun. So yeah, we were talking, I know when I messaged you, we were talking about, like, you know, what you wanted to share, and you mentioned love that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I did.
Yes. And like with the manifesting and all that, like, because we talk a lot about manifesting, we talk about manifesting money, and I know you're into the witchy stuff, and
No, so into the witches.
oh yeah, like you even call yourself a word witch.
I did.
Which I
altar
love.
behind me.
Yes, yes, yes. And I've got like my little crystals, like I have crystals all over my house. Like there's no one specific spot for crystals. They're everywhere. But yeah, so let's talk about that. Let's like yeah.
Okay, so the one thing about manifesting, and I've watched several of your podcasts, and I know you guys talk about this a lot, but one thing I never heard you bring up was that when it comes to manifesting and asking the universe to deliver something to you, you got to be specific.
Yes.
Be specific, right?
I don't know that we have talked about that, but yes, you're right.
So the universe is like a dog that has been trained.
Oh, the expression on Amy's face was delightful.
Big old waggly dog. I got one on the other side of the door there. And you tell the dog, go fetch the toy. Well, you don't say which toy. So the dog just like frantically runs around and it comes back with, you know, a rope, or it comes back with a bone. But that's not what you wanted. So it's not the dog's fault you don't get what you want. You have to really drill down and be specific. What do you want? So, you know, we have like an epidemic of loneliness that goes on a lot of the time, especially people who are aging and, you know, stuff like that. So some people might try to manifest, boy, I really want some friendships. I want people to come and care about me, you know, and be part of a group and something like that. But you have to be specific about what you want. Not everybody's looking for a relationship, but some people are.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to ask the universe for what you want. You have to be specific. But if you want an actual spell that will build your confidence and help you get what you want, put on some lipstick, whatever your favorite shade is. It could be lip gloss, doesn't have to be fancy. Heck, I'm wearing like colored chapstick right now. Kiss a mirror and tell the mirror, bring me the love that I deserve.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's it. Very simple.
Bloody Mary shows up. Wait, that's a different Marilyn. Be very specific that you don't want that, I guess.
Right.
No.
I'm not here to judge, though. Whatever.
If that's what you're into.
I really like that, though. And I know we've mentioned specificity before, but I don't think we've ever really gone into it. So this is a very good reminder that you I mean, I don't have dogs. I have cats. So it's a good thing the universe isn't a cat, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. You're not getting anything manifesting. You're going to serve the universe, and that's the end of the business.
Knock some stuff down.
Yeah.
Oh no! What if my universe is a cat and I'm the one who keeps getting knocked down?
Now we're getting into the multiverse theory.
Oh wow! Yeah, we're getting esoteric.
Which universe are we asking for?
But I love it's what's his name that does Adventures with the Universe. I am having a total blank moment on his name, but he always adds "or better" onto the end, so he gets really specific with what he's asking for, like you said, and but then he'll always add "or better." Like, I want $10,000 by Friday the 13th of whatever, and or better, you know, or I want a new friendship that I can go drink wine with, or better.
Adventures with the Universe by Lisa Vino.
No, no. Oh, no, no, no. Nope, nope, nope. Not
So, like,
her.
we interviewed Lee.
Yeah, no. See, this is where perimenopause comes in and gives me problems because, no, it's something universe. Yes, Lee does Adventures with the Universe. Now, this is a guy who was in The Secret, or I think he was in The Secret.
Okay.
Yeah, the uni, the universe. He runs Tut. What the heck?
I mean, it's not really that important. Now I'm just
No, it's
curious.
not.
There will be some editing right through here, probably.
Yeah, probably. But anyway, yeah, he always adds or better, and I when I remember, I try to do that as well. But
Another way to look at it too is that a lot of people anymore, especially like we're writers, so we could always use a little bit more, scratch. So it's like people try to manifest money, right?
Mm-hmm.
But people sometimes you're hesitant, like you're like, well, I don't want this to come from like somebody dying and getting money,
Right.
It's like so a way to kind of tag onto that is like I'd like $1,000 free and clear.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I don't want any blowback, any karma repercussions, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So free and clear.
Free and clear. Yeah.
Or better. Yeah.
And
Don't be afraid. Get specific. Dig down there.
Yeah. I will say though, when you get specific, be careful what you wish for. No, but I got really specific with I used to have a laundry list of things that I, wanted from a partner. Which of course it changed over time. And so I did actually make a list, a manifestation list. And when I met my current partner, he literally fits every single one of those things that I asked for. There's some other things I didn't. No, kidding.
Well, there's that.
I will cut that part out.
Okay, yeah, cut that part out. But yeah, for sure.
I will cut that part out and send it to Alan.
But hold it for blackmail purposes. But no, seriously, I had a friend of mine and she was like, have you made a list? Because we were talking about, and I was like, I want a partner, but I want the right person. Like, I don't just, I'm tired of this dating nonsense, and I'm tired of all these dudes that are like, dude. But like, so she's like, well, have you made a list? And I'm like, well, I kind of have a list in my head. Doesn't everyone? And she's like, no, write it down and be really specific. And I'd sort of forgotten that until just now when you said that. And I did. I wrote it in, I think one of my journals or something. And I wrote a bullet point, super detailed list of everything that I wanted in a partner. And there he was under a tree one day.
There you go.
Did you really find him under a tree?
Put him in your pocket, brought him home.
I legitimately found him under a tree. We met under a tree. So Pittock Mansion, Amy knows Pittock Mansion, but like it's this beautiful mansion that's up in the Portland Hills, and it's now a museum. But there's beautiful grounds, and there's just one specific just beautiful tree. I can't remember if it's an oak tree. I think it's an oak, but I'm not sure. And you have this beautiful view of Portland in the background, and there's this beautiful tree. And I was part of the Oregon Regency Society at the time. And so we like to get dressed up in like Jane Austen, Bridgerton type clothes, and go, and we would have a picnic every year. I think it was the last Sunday of July. And I almost didn't go that year, but because it was hot. But I went, and this man, so we're all dressed up and we're, hanging out and having our picnic, and people always come up and, ask what these weirdos are doing, because it's like, there's like quite a few of us, maybe 50 people. So, and of course this is pre-Bridgerton, so, but like, people recognize the whole Jane Austen vibe. And there was this man showed up and we just started talking, and literally we're under a tree.
That's totally aside from the universe. The universe delivered.
Yeah.
Because trees hold wisdom. Trees have stood the test of time.
And this is an old tree. I believe this tree was planted when the place was built, and if I remember correctly, and it's still there. And so, like, a year later, we visited, and I've had a picture of us a year later after we met under the same tree. Yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of like, I found him under a tree.
I got married under a tree.
Oh.
So. We almost cut it down, though.
Oh, no.
So I don't know what that says.
Oh, no. Well, it did its thing. It did
5 years ago, the tree served its purpose, but...
Oh, that always makes me sad when they cut him down.
I do.
Yeah, so specificity is, it works, and B, it's important, and C, be careful. Be careful what you ask for. When you're being specific.
And I think that's one of the reasons why specificity is important, where you're not leaving it up to some kind of weird, weird interpretation, because there's so many stories about asking for something and getting exactly what you asked for. But I don't know if maybe the universe is a dog.
Thing, right? That's like one of those classic stories, the monkey's paw, where it's like, you like counting the wishes, and it was giving you the thing, but it was giving you in the worst way. So it's like, that really is, be careful what you ask for thing. But, I think one of the reasons that, at least I find like manifesting is comforting. A lot of the times you feel very powerless. This world that we're living in, it's full of tech bros and people doing all sorts of crazy things, and computers making decisions for us. And you don't feel like you're in charge of it. It's like, I'm in charge of what I put on the page today. I'm in charge of maybe what I put in my pantry, what I put in my body, how much I exercise, but like after a while, it feels a little bit just like, why? What, the whole thing is just overwhelming. And so it's one of those things. It's like, it's a way to take the power back, to take charge, to say, this is what I want. I deserve this. And that's why, the spells, the words, bring me the love that I deserve. Because you know what? All the jokes aside, you know what? You all deserve love. Everybody deserves love.
Absolutely.
Love and acceptance. And that's just, it's such a crucial thing that you have to believe it yourself. So saying those words out loud, knowing that you deserve that, that's going to help, put that dog right out on the right track.
And I think also when you're staring in that mirror and saying, bring me the love I deserve, also tell yourself that you do deserve love. Yes. Because there's a lot of people who really don't believe that they deserve it. Or they're not good enough somehow. And frankly, that's nonsense. Everybody deserves love, and everybody's worthy of love. Absolutely. I mean, maybe not like, okay, well, everybody deserves...
We're not going to list a bunch of people that we think don't.
Oh, I mean, these are historical figures long dead, but let's just not bring that negative nonsense.
We'll just skip that part there.
But no, everybody deserves love, and I like, it's funny because I'm watching, like, I never knew that the most cozy, wonderful, wholesome, feel-good show that I would watch so far this year is a Japanese gay dating show. It is so delightful and so wonderful and so positive, and these guys are just looking for love and friendship, and some of them find friendship, some of them find romance, and it is just delightful. Everybody deserves love.
Absolutely.
Love it. Also, one of the panel. Sorry. Also, one of the panel is a drag queen. Just want to say, so it's double fabulous. It's called The Boyfriend. If you want to check it out.
No, I was like, what's the name? You're saying.
Yeah, it's called The Boyfriend. It's on Netflix, and you can either they have a sub. They have where somebody does the English talking. What's it called?
Subtitles?
Well, no, there's subtitles.
Like voiceover.
Oh, dubbing over it.
Yeah, they have it dubbed, and then they have it the original subbed. And of course, I always watch the original subbed because I like to hear their voices. But yeah, it's delightful. I couldn't stop. I binged the whole first season in like a day. I'm not even joking. It was ridiculous. So, yeah, anyway, bygones. You can edit that out if you want, but I just like, it's so cozy and wonderful and loving and wholesome and love. So.
Yay. Love.
And they're cute. They're so cute, these little boys.
So what are your plans for 2026? We're about a third of the way in when this comes out. Not quite that far in when we're doing our interview. But what do you got going on this year? What's happening? Tell me everything.
So yeah, I'm doing a lot of self-love. Dirty now.
Whoa.
I am actually reeling back the production schedule a little bit. I only have 3 books up for pre-order. I don't know if there's going to be more than that. Sometimes I'll have a little bit more, but I realized after a while, like the pre-orders are actually stressing me out because you start out, oh, I have all this time until this next book. And then next, it's on top of you and you're like, I have to frantically finish this book. And my nervous system can't take that.
Yeah.
I can't take the ups and downs with that anymore. So I'm going to finish the 3 series that I have going on, which is, The Pages and Potion is book 3, is, Queen of the Midlife Mystics. Right after that, I have Hedge Witch Wedding, which is the book 4 in my Coven of Crestmont series. So this is like a small town. The Coven is in a small southern town, and they're all going through like their own, finding relationships.
Cool.
Series. So this is going to be the Hedge Witches. So she's a single mom, and and she's going to be rehabilitating one of my bad boy athletes from the first book.
I love it.
Cool and really
rehabilitating.
That's right. So that's my next one, and then the other one that I have out is the final book. Final answer. I'm not bringing this one back, no matter how many times you beg me. Silver Sisters book 9. Ooh. So I will be finishing up that series.
Cool.
I am not meant to be a long series writer. I get distracted. I go off in other directions, and then I leave things hanging, and people are begging me, but I love the series. Would you do more? Would you do more? And I love that, and I think it's great. And your people are wonderful, and, my readers are the best. They're the absolute best. But I can't do anymore. We're done. So I'm going to give the sisters the ending that they deserve.
Excellent.
And then I'm going to be moving on. But one of the things that I'm really excited about that I'm working on right now is I just started a program on my Patreon called Letters from the Astral Plane. And what this is actual physical mail for, people who sign up for the highest tier, but there's also like an archive, a digital archive for anybody that doesn't necessarily want the physical artifact. But it's the lost letters between characters in my series that never got sent, never got found. So it's where the secrets are being revealed. So for example, in Midlife Bed and Broomstick, right, my main character is coming back to this little beachfront community that is full of shifters and witches, but she doesn't know anything about shifters and witches. She's like a regular old girl.
Yeah.
And so in order to protect her, then lover at the time, pretty much like staged a I'm cheating on you kind of thing and sent her away, and she's upset. So, but then she was pregnant. Secret baby again, So she comes back with their now grown son, who is just about to undergo his first shift.
Oh.
But one of the letters that I'm planning is going to be between these two characters, where she's pretty much trying to put it on paper how she tells him that, oh, yeah, we got a baby. We had a kid. But it's like all of like that heartfelt emotion the action that happened before the book. So this is something I wanted to do for a while, is just to kind of explore things that happened off the page.
Right.
So that's going to be my letters.
That's
cool.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that on my Patreon. It's called The Archive. So it's pretty much where all of my magical PWF stuff is going on. Mm-hmm. And over on Substack, I just started something with my audiobooks, because I have 50, I think, audiobooks.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been
That's
doing
so
this
many.
for
Wow.
I've been doing this for about 12 years with audio, and they're all like human narrated. They're all, classic. So what I'm doing over there is I'm actually releasing episodes as a podcast that goes.
Okay.
I'm doing like 3 episodes a week, so it's like chapters 1 through 3 one week, and so I'm going back. So I'm calling that Mysteries with Hart, the audio files, because these are the audio files.
Yeah.
So like I have like the entry level tier gives you like the weekly podcast, and then the paid tier, you actually get some of those other archive audiobooks like as direct downloads. So
okay.
I have, I have standalones that I have on there. I have some, and just like little letters about where these things came from and why I wrote these, on my, beginning author journey.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm really excited about like those kind of things because I really connect more with my audience and not necessarily churn.
Yeah.
The way that I've been doing for the past 15 years. So
that's great. I love that. That's fantastic.
So you said you were dialing back the production a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid of what last year looked like for you with all of that then. Because this still sounds like a banana crackers schedule.
Well, last year I moved again. So I moved again, and I did. Let's see, I did Pages and Potions 1, Pages and Potions 2, Coven of Crestmont 3, Silver Sisters 4, plus 3 short stories.
Plus your Patreon and your Substack and
well, I was only doing Substack as
the house sometimes. I don't know. Busy.
Yeah. I don't know that I'm necessarily a workaholic, but I have ideas and I want to kind of like just dig in and get into them. In fact, before we started talking today, I came up with an idea and I don't know when I will write it or how, but I'm going to share it with you because you had mentioned about like the whole like Jane Austen thing, Shay. So I need to talk about this. So I had asked the AI because sometimes I just like to ask it stupid questions to see what it's going to turn up. And I had asked it, I said, what was the actual diagnosis for Mrs. Bennet, Elizabeth Bennet's mother, like in Prejudice? Because, she always says about like, oh, my nervous complaints and my nerves. Did she actually have something going on? Or, was this just like, her weird like attention way to draw attention, stuff like that. And like the AI just starts rambling on about like, well, she might have had generalized anxiety, or it could have been like at that point in time, like when we were dubbed as hysterical and stuff. And as I'm reading this, I'm thinking about Mrs. Bennet. I'm going, God damn, she'd be a really good PWF heroine.
She would. I kind of love Mrs. Bennet. She's batshit.
I want this so much.
She's like totally batshit. She's such a drama queen. And yet, it's very possible she's also suffering from anxiety or some, or whatever. Yeah.
But as it's like churning all this information at me from the book, I'm thinking about it from the different situation in her perspective. Her livelihood is threatened,
right?
Because if her husband dies, then it's like she and her daughters are penniless, and they don't have anywhere to turn. And she keeps saying the same things over and over, but like everybody else is just blowing her off, and they're just she's hysterical. That's like they're just she's just too much. And it's like, I actually understand that energy a little bit better now. I didn't at 5, but here I'm sitting at 47
going, I kind of get Mrs. Bennet right now.
I'm getting where she's coming from. All she wants is her kids to be happy and safe and secure.
Right.
I said, and her husband, so I get this.
It's like her husband has done absolutely nothing to ensure that there's, obviously everything's entailed to this cousin, but like he's done nothing to establish any kind of monetary fund for his daughters. He's done nothing to try to find them husbands, which was necessary at that point in time.
Her as she's like hiding because she is. So it's like sometimes he like needles her a little bit and gets her going more, and she's like more and more spun up. So I started thinking about it. I said, Okay, so what do I do from a PWF perspective to make this work? I don't want to set it in modern times. I said, I love the era. I said, so what if the worst happens before we actually get to the action in Pride and Prejudice? What happens if he died? And she's the only one who knew. But here's the twist. He turns into a ghost. And
So Mrs. Bennet and the ghost.
mostly Mr.
Oh
She's
my God.
covering it up so that the house doesn't get taken away. So
Pretending that he's still alive.
Yes, so she's the goal to get the daughters married has then become that much more imminent. It's not just about freaking out, but it's about, oh no, this is really going to happen because he's gone.
Right. And if I can't keep the wolves at bay from finding out.
Speaking of which,
yeah, oh my.
So you know how she always had a fascination for the officers? And like
yes.
What if one of them's a werewolf? What if he sniffs out the truth?
Oh my goodness.
New love interest.
I know you told us your projects that you're working on this year, but I would like you to shift some stuff up so that we can have this story.
Yeah, I need this story desperately. So the minute it's done, I want to know about it because A, I want to read it, and B, we want to have you back on the pod to like talk about it. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Do you want to know what my working title is?
Oh, please, yes.
Yes?
Nerves of Steel. The long legacy.
Oh my God, I love it so much.
Okay.
Oh, my poor nerves.
Yeah, you have to put this at a priority level. I'm
absolutely.
Sorry. It's too good.
Absolutely. This is delightful. This is everything I love.
I'm going to start with the emails coming and people are going, when is this? Where is this? Where is this?
I know.
Yeah.
Where can I find your book? Why haven't you finished it yet? Like, I haven't even started.
If I do Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies, I can turn Mrs. Bennett into a Peter.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And the beautiful thing is, it's in public domain. So nobody can sue you. I love this so much. I love it so much. Because I've been definitely wanting to do with I do like historical cozies and I do paranormal cozies. And Alan keeps asking me, so when are you going to blend them? And do 1920s or 1890s or something, but with magic. I'm like,
yeah, when are you going to do that?
Where is this?
1920s with magic, like speakeasies, but like with magic, and I'm like, oh no.
Okay. Right here. Hiding the good stuff, right?
I'm like, yeah. Oh no, those are not bottles of gin. Those are bottles of medicinal tonic. Whatever. But yes,
gotta put the medicinal tonic in the gin.
Right.
Exactly.
That's why you drink tonic. I mean, that's yes.
That's why you drink.
No, the tonic is for the medicinal.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, so now my mind is churning about that. But I've also wanted to always set something in the Regency as well, because it was something I always have enjoyed. I've enjoyed reading Regency set stuff. And I obviously enjoyed running around in stays and low-cut, Regency gowns.
Well, who doesn't?
With the boobs out on a platter. But have you ever done it, Amy?
Of course. I was an English major. Of course I've done that.
Well, I mean, just because you were an English major doesn't necessarily follow that you ran around with your boobs on a platter and wearing an Empire Waist gown. Because that's literally what stays do. They're just out there. Hello, boys.
We had fancy dress parties. We had costume parties where we had to dress up like literary characters, and we were English majors. Of course, that's
I mean, honestly, I prefer corsets for the boobage, but Stays were kind of fun too. His everything is just all out there.
We'll have a picture of Shea in her stays on our Instagram.
Actually, I do have some pictures somewhere. Yeah. I'll have to find a good one.
I may not be lying.
You may not be lying. Yeah, whether it shows my boobs or not, I can't speak to that.
The boobs will be there.
I mean, they will be there. They may not be on display, but they will be there.
This is boring now.
Promise the boobs can get out.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not doing a video. Like,
No.
there won't be a wardrobe malfunction.
No. This was just the style. Like, they just had them out.
So I'm saying there's pictures.
Yeah, there are pictures. I just don't.
There are boobs.
There are boobs. I just don't remember how much of the boobs are on display. I think. I don't know. I'll have to dig out my pictures and see. But I'll find a picture of me. Seriously, I will. I'll find a picture of me in my Regency gear, and I will send it to you so you can put it up for everybody to see.
Perfect. That sounds great.
Yes.
Well, and speaking of Instagram and the social media, where can people find you, Jennifer?
Yes.
Do you like my segue?
Bravo.
Can you find me? So I am on Instagram, author.jennifer.l.hart. That's me. And I am on Facebook, and I am on Substack, I mentioned, Patreon, I mentioned, my author website, authorjenniferlhart.com. You can find me there.
And you have your own shop. That's awesome.
I do have my own shop, the Pages and Potions Bookshop. So that's where I sell all of my wares.
Love it.
I love your little logo. Don't drink and spell with a little glass. That's super cute.
Thank you.
I'm just very happy about that.
How am I not seeing whatever this is? Oh, are you on her page? On her
the
website?
shop page.
Oh, it's called...
It's at the top of the fourth wall page, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Drink and spell.
If I do a Jennifer L. Hart, and I go here, because I want to see this too now. Oh, no, you don't have a link to your shop. Oh, no, yeah, you do.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you do. I'm lying.
That's how I found it.
It looks so nice. Love it.
Minimalism.
I have a fourth wall shop too. I love fourth walls so much. Oh, look at you with your little USA Today best-selling author thingy. I need one.
Oh yeah, I always forget about that.
Yeah, I am.
I'm the author that I spend 30 minutes crafting the post and then I forget to put in the stupid link. Oh yeah, I just had, the greatest day yesterday because Midlife Bed and Broomstick was downloaded 10,000 times, and isn't that great? And I really hope I reach some people that the MS journey and blah, blah, blah. And then somebody pops onto my Substack note and says, oh yeah, where's the link?
Okay, so I'm looking at your shop page because I'm actually setting my fourth wall page up too. And I am very much looking at your 9-book e-bundle with hot flash rating of 3 and an F-bomb rating of 1 bomb.
Yes.
I mean, it's not super sweary?
No, that's more just they're in there. Because there are people that they don't want to know.
Is it a bomb rating from 1 to 5?
I've had people complain if there's one in an entire series. So it's kind of okay, they're in there. That's more than what that is. It's not really a rating system.
I'm so glad they're in there.
They're in there.
That's delightful.
I don't think I could tell a midlife story without an F-bomb. Although if I do the Pride and Prejudice thing, I might have to try.
Well, yeah, because I don't think that the ladies really did that. But a lot of times what I do is I write it. Well, they had other words, but I will write the book with the F-bombs in and then go through and either delete them or replace them with something like fork or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, I was trying to keep to that whole cozy thing of no swearing or whatever, but I'm thinking and I've kind of set that expectation a little bit, But I'm kind of thinking, you know, in future that might not be the case. I
always worry about the expectation thing because I'm very inconsistent in a lot of things. Like sometimes, like I have books that they heat up really fast, and that's why I have the rating system. And then I have other books like Cougars and Cauldrons. One, there's just intention, but there's not actual like action, you know, happening. And then by book 5, we're in bondage. So it's kind of, okay, whatever expectation I set up, just throw that right out the window.
Yeah. Well,
we're going road. Yeah.
My first series that I wrote was an urban fantasy, and there was swearing, and there was sex, and there was like beheading vampires, as you do. And my second series like involved an apocalypse that was done, you know, created by dragons, and there was swearing, and there was less sex, but some sex, and a lot of, you know, violence. And then all of a sudden I started putting out cozy mysteries. And so, I mean, at this point I've been doing cozy mysteries and paranormal women's fiction for a while, and they've mostly been pretty sweary clean. Like I'll do like maybe some dams or something, but like and they've all been non-spicy because I don't really enjoy like writing a lot of scenes.
See, now for me, that's the best way to get words on the page. I'm like, I sit down one session, I'm 3,000 words up. I'm a very detail-oriented writer, so like when you're going into those levels of details, and then you have all the feels going with it, it's just like bam, 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 bam. So I can. So I started out where it was like alluded to, or it was romantic, but like the door closed and stuff like that. And then my books were too short, so I had to change my tactic.
I love that. That's awesome.
My first book that I published, my first draft was like 150,000 words. And when I went back out and took out most of the scenes where she was eating pancakes, I was real hungry when I was writing it. And about, I don't know, 2/3 of the sex scenes, which might have spoken to other
other cravings.
And then finally I had a 100,000 word book, and it's still very spicy.
That's hilarious.
It was, because that's a good way to get word count.
I mean, I'm obviously also very hungry or needing a drink when I write, because there's a lot of cocktails, there's a lot of cake or donuts or pie. I mean, there's just a lot of food. And I consistently get reader comments like, okay, now I'm hungry. Now I want a donut. Now I want cake.
If you're dieting too hard, it's like you're more interested in the cake than in the donut. Enough about him. Let's hear more about the cake.
Exactly. Like, okay, so there's a murdered guy on the floor. Who cares? Tell me about the cake. I have my priorities, Dan. I have my priorities.
That's important. That's important.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been like super fun.
Yeah, this has been such a pleasure.
Yes. So much.
I bought 2 of your books during this interview. Just because that's how I roll. I like to interview and shop at the same time.
I mean, yeah, it's true. She does.
Everybody that's watching feels the same way, because I could use this app. Because again, I'm slowing down, and the algorithms don't like me anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've slowed down a lot.
You have to. You have to in order to be sustainable, and that's the thing. It's like I'm looking at 2026. Okay, I'm like, I'm 47. I want to do this at least another 20 years. I do have room to tell the stories that are left in the vault here that, I want to break out. And so it's like, but sometimes you really have to slow down. And I'm also, I wouldn't say I'm a perfectionist by any means, but I don't want to put out a book just for the sake of having a book out on time. I'd rather push, and deliver the tale the way I want it to be.
That's why I started doing pre-orders on my fourth wall shop. Yes. Because doing pre-orders I tried doing pre-orders on Amazon and like the other things, and it was too stressful and too like, but with my fourth wall shop, I can bump it back as many times as I need to bump it back. And I just tell my readers, this is what I'm aiming for, but y'all know I'm dealing with chronic pain and all this, so, you know, it happens when it happens. But I get people pre-ordering the books, and it's great because I'm such a high responsibility person that they are going to be done, usually within about a month of when I say, or two. But, you know, I just, like, I give myself plenty of time, and my readers, my core readers buy it, and I'm like, I'm trying to do kind of what you're doing and build sort of this more relationship with my readers, and because I think that's what's going to, in this in-between time of AI and scammer muck clogging up the Amazon wheels, I think what makes us stand out is going to be our relationships with our readers. And
Absolutely.
You know, I enjoy a certain amount of social media. I probably enjoy it more than a lot of authors do. And I've met some great people, usually other authors. But so I'm trying to, this is sort of something I'm trying to think about. So hearing what you're doing was really interesting to me, because I want to build a little bit more of that ecosystem so that there's something more, and I'm trying to do that with Kickstarter too, and kind of build a little community.
I took one look at Kickstarter and got so overwhelmed I had to shut it down. I'm like, I can't even begin, because print for me is very stressful. Like going through, I'm an English major too. I like words, not numbers, not measurements, not this, not that. And then going back and forth with the cover artist to get it just so, and then trying to get another cover artist on board to do like original art. I have a friend, she does the most beautiful books. They're like those collector's edition and costs, like all of this stuff. And I look at it and I said, I love it. I don't have the energy. I don't have the bandwidth to even.
We'll see how, this is my first one. My boyfriend has done several of them, but like, this is my first one, and I really wanted to do a special edition of my first Lady Rample book. And so we'll see how it goes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm learning. Anthea Sharp has this really awesome book, Kickstarter for Authors. And she just updated it for 2025 because they made some really awesome changes. And she walks you through mindset. She walks you through how to do all the things. She walks you through what to figure out for the math. And so, and I used to be like a office manager and all of that, and I used to do like invoicing and things. So my math skills aren't like the greatest, but my math skills are decent, and my ability, like I've done project management before, so it's a little easier for me to do, and I'm learning a lot with this first one. So I'm thinking if this goes well, this could be a good addition, but we'll see. Ask me after I finish this one. I may go, I'm never doing this again.
Absolutely the test bed, because that's why I do so many things. I have so many series. You start, you say, is this going to stick?
Yeah.
Or am I going to stick with it? If nobody cares and it's boring me, I'm out.
Yeah. Same. Well, as I'm really excited to see how you do with your projects this year, and I'm very much looking forward to Mrs. Bennett in the future.
I know that one came to me this morning while I was like, stalling, not finishing the project that I should be working on.
That's usually when they come. Yeah. Ooh,
and well, you know what? We're, Austera's coming, so here are the plot bunnies here to have fun and
multiply. Yeah, boinka, 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 boinka. Yeah. Yes. This is a good time for plot bunnies. They've been hitting me lately. I'm like, come on. I have so many projects on the go. Can you not be happy?
I've just been ducking because I just have to finish this book. I have to finish this book. Guys, you don't even know.
That is the war cry of the midlife author.
I have to finish this book. I know. I got like 11 messages from her this morning, and then she just goes, sorry. And I'm like, what are you sorry for? And she's like, sending you so many messages because I'm putting off finishing this book.
It will be done tomorrow.
Anybody want to make a request to the universe?
Oh, hey, universe.
I just want to finish
so
my book
cute.
Tomorrow. All I want.
I've been on the computer for too long, and she has come to get me.
It's like, Mom, Mom, Mom. Mom, Mama, Mama, Mommy. Oh, great. Well, this is so awesome. It was really fun to like have a longer chat with you. Yes. Thanks for coming. We'll definitely have you back. So keep us posted on be sure, just reach out whenever you
yes.
Whenever you have something that you want to talk about or whatever, and we can get you on the pod.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
We love having people come back.
Yes, we do. It's fun. It's fun.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure talking to you, ladies.
You too. So I will send you a message and let you know when your episode is going to be out, because I think we have it on the schedule?
March 24th.
March 24th. Okay. Yeah, I'll send a link or whatever if I remember. Yes, that's always the caveat, because I used to have a mind like a steel trap, and now it's like a steel sieve. So I don't always, even when I make myself a list.
I'll tell you what, I'll put an alert on my phone and I will hit you up if I don't hear from you.
And
I'll tag you in the social media stuff, so you'll get that information. You'll get the tags.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.